So how exactly are we going to do this? How are we going to get free and fair elections so that when we go to the voting booth, that we're going to be voting for our candidate with our money to pass our policies, which both the Republicans and the conservatives and the progressives like myself can agree on, where our vote counts. Well, before we do that, we have to be knowledgeable of what is actually happening. What has happened to us as a society over the last 45 years. How it changed from 1945 to the late 70s. How we had one type of economic policy paradigm where it was called the golden age of capitalism, where people were going out, buying cars, going on vacation, could afford a house, prospering, to where we're at right now, from the 80s to the point to where we can't afford a house. We're looking at a new financial crash. Prices are going up because unregulated markets, and now we can't even call ourselves a government of, by, and for the people. We have to educate ourselves and understand what has happened. And we also have to know what a bright future we have ahead of us if we have an understanding of what is possible through modern monetary theory, an understanding of modern money. How does that happen? We have to be educated. And the way we do this is neighborhood by neighborhood, all across America. There's a flyer to your left, and that flyer has the webpage, fightfordecency.com. And I urge everyone watching this video to take the time to watch all the videos, at least 4. Now, especially the 5-part series on This is Neoliberalism. Now, in the beginning, you'll see the box that says, this is neoliberalism. It's a short portion of part number 1. And at the end of that little box where this is neoliberalism, there's a little small clip from what I'm assuming is a student asking Milton Friedman himself. Take note of the question and his attitude towards that question. I'd like to say if there's any video at all, watch that one, but it's hard because every single one of these videos paints a picture, a worldview, which, by the way, is truthful. Truthful. It's not theory. It's not maybe. It's like it really is what's going on here in America when it comes to modern monetary theory. It really is the way a federal sovereign currency, a sovereign country who issues its own currency, taxes, and spends. That's how it really works. Again, there's no theory here, no conspiracy, it's how it works. So the representative that gave you this flyer, if you're watching this video, that neighborhood representative is going to have his email at the bottom. Now, you want to get a hold of him if you have any questions and where we're at in the grassroots movement. He, of course, is going to be reporting to the city representative to the county, to the state, so on and so forth, to me, and a group of people that are going to be keeping tabs and keeping the numbers. We're going to be giving you numbers periodically, either through the flyer that you'll get every so often, or through YouTube, TikTok, wherever we're at, and we're going to be starting this process. Like, for instance, we'll be going to truck stops with signs saying, we're counting on you, truckers, to do your patriotic duty and fight on behalf of conservatives and progressives in America, because we're in the same boat. Neither the conservative going to the voting booth nor the progressive going to the voting booth is getting represented in this current neoliberal era. Things like starting to talk about only like what Noam Chomsky would call manufacturing consent. We're going to narrow our conversations to a few things, like, for instance, a 21st Glass-Steagall Act, like neoliberalism, like free universal health care, like making it possible where our children can get educated to all the way through graduate school without making bankers filthy rich, about price controls, all that stuff, and not about I am a conservative and I believe in this, or I am a progressive and I believe in that. We're going to minimize those conversations and narrow it down to just a few. All right. Things like that we're going to be talking about in the future as this grassroots movement moves on. So we're going to ask that, I'm asking you right now, if when you see this video, to volunteer to go to the next neighborhood and repeat the process. It is our goal that every single person in America understand the word neoliberalism. It's absolutely critical you understand what that means and have a basic understanding of how modern money works through modern monetary theory. Now, you don't have to be an expert on this. Just know the basics and then look at history and find out, see for yourself if what modern monetary theory, that economic school of thought that originated from UMKC in the United States over 20 years ago, is actually accurate. And when they say that that's how it works. And by the way, as a side note, Bernie Sanders' economic advisor was Dr. Stephanie Kelton. I can't tell you how happy I got and how excited and how hopeful I got when I found out that she was going to be advising him. Of course, the neoliberal wing of the Democratic Party denied Bernie his candidacy, his winning the election. This is how far. Keep in mind that neoliberalism affected both the Democratic and Republican Party. So volunteer and go to the next neighborhood. I think it costs like 15 cents to make the copy. I'm sorry, I don't have any money. I'm not asking for money. That'll be something that the volunteer will have to come up with. I found out that in my city where I live, I'm paying 15 cents a copy, and I'm covering 125 houses for that. That's about $23. So, yeah, I'm sorry. We just don't. But I would say if there is money involved here, please give to the organization realprogressives.org. If you got a couple of dollars a month, please do that and visit their website and support their effort, because if there's any hope for both conservatives and progressives for a brighter future, is through understanding modern money. And they are the absolute experts on this. They've done this for decades, I think, over 10 years at least, and interviewing professors across the country, economists across the country. They know what they're talking about. And so get a hold of them if you can. Support their effort, because they are the hope of the people of the future. Real Progressives is the hope of the future of our country for conservatives as well. Because at the end of the day, what you're going to find out is that we have more in common. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. The day that a Republican says that I only take money from working class people to run my campaign, when that day happens, he's going to say, and these are the things that I'm running on, and he gets momentum, is the day that neoliberalism will start it'll be the beginning of the end of the neoliberal era. And you'll find out that Republican candidate has a lot more in common with the progressive. You see? Fight with us. Volunteer. And at the end of this, we should all know what neoliberalism is, what modern monetary theory is, the first step in getting a decent society, and the fact that you as an individual do, in fact, have the power to get your country back. Thanks for hearing me out, and you'll be hearing more from me and your local representative. Thanks.